I wash my soul in the ocean, in the tears of God, I let it go.
Hello, my Astro family. These are your June 2020 horoscopes with me, Lada from astrolada.com. And 2020 is the year that keeps on giving. June is another roller coaster month that's going to have two eclipses. And as you know, eclipses always bring sudden and unexpected events, twists and turns, and the karmic fated events that turn our life around for better or worse. So stay tuned for that. We're going to have Mercury going retrograde, another retrograde planet, and Venus turning direct. But we'll go one step by step through everything. Before that, I just wanted to announce that June and July I'm dedicating to ancient Babylonian astrology. We're going to be making huge promotions for Babylonian astrology readings, the way they were done 3,000-4,000 years for the kings of this world only. And Rumen Kolev does those readings. They're all discounted 30 to 50%. And it's astrology like you've never seen. He single-handedly revived the astrology of ancient Babylon by translating texts and clay tablets that were lost and forgotten for thousands of years, by learning the language of the ancient Babylonian cultures and rediscovering true real astrology as it existed thousands of years ago. And he's starting also Babylonian Astrology Academy from the end of May, but you can hop on the train anytime you want. It's extremely cheap. It comes up to around $60 per month, and you're going to learn ancient Babylonian astrology from scratch. Also, if you want previous courses, they're all on discount from ancient Babylonian astrology. So do check out the links below if you're interested to be the only group in the world that is going to be studying ancient Babylonian astrology with the foremost scholar and only astrologer in the world who revived ancient Babylonian astrology, basically. So now let's start with the 12 signs.
I wash my soul in the ocean, in the tears of God, I let it go.
Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, June 2020. I think Leos, you're kind of sheltered from the storm of June. If anything, it can be even beneficial from you, all those eclipses, because they're not happening in signs that directly trigger you. But the month starts with the first eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius, which is your fifth house, which is a Leo house, very much so. So there will be a spotlight in the first 2 weeks, even from the end of May, on your self-expression and creativity. So for some of you, that might be fantastic if you're an artist, a performer, a politician, someone in the public eye, someone that attracts attention, someone, maybe even teachers of the fifth house, that they're in the center and children and around them. If you're playing any central role in your life, it will be extremely enhanced the first 2 weeks. You might be asked to be even more in a central role, to really shine with your leonine energy, to really entertain, to impress, to give confidence, to give enthusiasm, to make others believe, to excite others, to inspire others. This is the role of the fifth house activity of some sort. And even if you're not some important celebrity figure, you might be doing it in your own small circle and environment. You might be called, for example, to pay more attention to your children and to be the entertainer, to pay more, to be way more active in some creative project with this eclipse. But it's something that you've already started to do. And this eclipse means culmination, seeing results, reaping the rewards of some creative project. If you have your own business, connected to your own business, because it is your own baby, it's your own project. So to see something come to a fruition, to see the results of it. And of course, this lunar eclipse, or this lunar eclipse is with the south node. So it can mean ending of a creating project. You're completing it and that's it. Or ending of a responsibility to a child, or ending of some phase of your relationship with your child, or your child is completing something in their life, that you're helping them pass through, that you're, you know, helping them adjust to through this change. It can be a completion as well of a romantic relationships. Eclipses in the fifth house, especially if it's your ascendant in Leo, can indicate the ending of some chapter of your romantic love life, letting go of, maybe if you have some romantic hang-ups with someone, you know, you might be revisiting it now with this lunar eclipse and it might complete, but it's also a culmination. It's a culmination and completion. So you might, the romantic life might culminate now. Sometimes it can give like getting pregnant with the culmination, you know, culmination of the erotic attraction between you and another person. Sometimes it can, in the worst case scenario, in the most difficult, an eclipse can bring an ending of a romantic relationship. But this eclipse is with the south node. It's almost like it needs to end at this stage. For example, you're ready to let go of it. On another level, it can just mean that, you know, there's so many possible interpretations of an eclipse in the fifth house. That is, you know, it's changes in the life of your children, changes in your romantic relationships, changes, ending of some kind of a hobby or way of sacrificing. You might need to do some sacrifice. The south node eclipse requires a sacrifice towards a lover, sacrifice towards a child of your time, sacrifice towards a in the name of a emotional romantic relationships of some sort, you know. So it might be one of those things, or sacrifice because of a creative project of some sort that you're doing. So that's the first eclipse, and it's kind of triggered from the opposition to the 11th house. You might have to make a compromise, and you might have to, you know, between friends and what other people in your life, rather than those that you most love, to your children, your, you know, fifth house is your boyfriend or girlfriend, for example, and there might be push and pull with your social life and worldly here activities that you're doing in the 11th house versus the more private romantic activities with your partner, for example. So your friends might want one thing, your romantic partner might want another thing, or you might want to spend more romantic time, but then you have some certain social activities that, or social or goals and plans, which is the 11th house, is your goals and dreams that you're working on, or it's very much connected to gains, working for money and things like that. So there will be a push and pull between having fun, fifth house, and having to follow through on some long-term goals and dreams and planning and organizing there in the 11th house, going after your goals, versus I want to have fun, versus like this eclipse requires you to put focus on the fun side, and but because it's with south node, you might have to sacrifice some of that. And also might be, and Mars from your 8th house is squaring that. So these are financial houses, 5th, 8th, 11th. So I'll advise you to be more careful financially in the first 2 weeks of the month. Might be some expenses connected to children, connected to your goals and, you know, social activities, and with a partner. 8th house is partners' resources, clients' resources from others. Might be some expenses that come, some push and pull financially. Just be more conservative financially the first 15 days, I would say. And then there is another eclipse for you, Leos. This one is in your 12th house. So it doesn't really, you know, it's a new moon, it's a full moon, it's a new moon solar eclipse on the 21st of June. It's like the beginning of the end type of thing. You're it's about completing something, but because you complete something, you receive something, because this lunar eclipse, the solar eclipse, the second part of the month and part of July is like you end with something, 12th house, you complete, you let go, but it brings you something. Because you let go of something, you gain something, because the eclipse is with Rahu, the north node. Or you might be starting some project in behind the scenes, the second part of the month. Something that you're preparing for, something that you are not announcing to the world or putting out. It might be a project or something, but it's hidden. It's kind of, you're still sorting it in your imagination. Or it might be opportunity that appears to you from the second part of June and big part of July that's connected to faraway countries. because the eclipse is with Rahu, it brings an opportunity with faraway travel, with faraway country, with something to do with hospitals, with prisons, with charity, with spiritual work, with work of imagination. Any of those fields, you can initiate new project, sanctuaries, retreats, yoga retreats, and such like, foreign travel. That such opportunities, spiritual, music, 12 house rules, all of those, medical, kind of charity work of some sort that can appear as an opportunity for you. Or you can just be appearance of a new way of relaxation and spiritual, and ways to make your soul rest, a new way, like a new door opening for you to escape reality, and to go into your own world. For example, for some, literally it can mean that they have an opportunity from the end of the month to go away on some holiday far away, to take a break, to take rest for a little bit. For others, it can mean that they discover some new world of imagination, like they discover a new computer game that they get, like they discover some new means of escaping reality. Someone can get into, playing discovers for the first time that playing some fantasy reality computer game really chills them out and helps them escape reality. Someone can be a door to start drinking. Anything that makes you disengage and makes you relax. For another person, might be a new meditative technique, new spiritual retreat, a spiritual exercise that they find, meditation. It might be all different things that you discover that allows you, and that you become very passionate about, how to escape reality, how to be more in communion with your soul, how to rest, or actual such opportunity to rest. Okay. But also you're going to have Mercury going retrograde in your 12th house, Leo. So be careful. You might be a bit absent-minded from the second part, I would say a big part of June. The second part of June till the middle of July, Mercury retrograde in your 12th house. You might lose something this 12th house. Especially be careful for phones, for computers, laptops, keys, credit cards that are ruled by Mercury. Information, be careful, because you might have misplaced or given a password or something, and now you suddenly realize the mistake that you've made. Or maybe some misplaced or lost documents, papers, or maybe you're catching up on all such documents, papers for foreign residence that you have to fix, to redo a little bit with Mercury that's in the 12th house of faraway places, foreign residences. Or you might discover now some omissions, some mistakes that you've done, things that you've lost as well, something that you've lost, especially mercurial papers, documents, friends from faraway places, some hidden communication that can come to the surface while Mercury is retrograde, or some mistakes that you've done with writing, with speaking, that can come back again for you to fix them. Or some project that you're working on behind the scenes will require a lot more effort, checking out 3 times more, fixing it, or even releasing it, releasing of certain aspects of it. So you see, new things, old things, is a big mixture. Plus, you're going to have Venus going direct for you, Leos, in your, what is that? It's in Gemini. Venus going direct in your 10th house, in your 11th house. So Gemini, some old friends might be coming in your life till the end of the month, till the 25th, to reconnect with some old friends. Also, you might be putting extra effort on working on something that will bring you more money, that will bring you more gains, more income, but it requires you to really make it as beautiful as possible, to go over it a few times till the 25th. And then when Venus starts moving direct, you're going to see way better results in regards to this project. 11th house is project, business projects. It's anything business related, or anything that requires you, putting out a product out there for the public. So you're going over such things, you're revising them, you're trying to fix them. And you can't put them up for the public before Venus goes retrograde and direct and becomes visible towards the end. And the gains will come to you in the second, towards the end of June. Venus becomes visible, so they can be, as I said, be careful the first 2 weeks with money, but after that, and with finances, but after that, especially from the end of June, the opposite, a new opportunity can be born for you financially, for more gains. You can bring out the project to the surface and release it, reach out more audiences, access, because Venus gets reborn in your 11th house from the second part of June. It becomes visible. So new opportunities to reach more clients, to reach more followers, new such ones, rather than just, old ones. You say, as I said, you're doing with the old ones as well. Well, Venus is retrograde, but because it's getting born in this 11th house, new goals can appear, new financial opportunities can appear for gains, new dream can appear for you, new project that leads you closer to a dream, or new friendships, especially with women, Venus. Or it can be the birth of new love from your friendship environment, maybe through introduced to you through a friend. But yeah, it becomes more and more. Venus is born into the 11th house. You can be more gainful towards the end of the month. So let's hope and get new friends and new contacts and networks with new people. So there you go. Whew, quite a lot of things happening. I'm sorry if I made your head explode, but there's just a lot going on, and hopefully, do write to me, see and tell me which part of it is really happening for you, and which parts, which you resonate with. Maybe come back and listen to this video in the middle of June, because the 2 parts of the month feel quite different, and tell us how it's going. So thank you.
I wash my soul in the ocean, in the tears of God. Let it go. Clean myself completely so I can get higher above. I will love you more than I could ever love. Let's be found in